Okay, family, I told you I was going to be back, and we are going to look at Black femicide. But before I get started, hold on. Before I get started, we're going to look at Black femicide. And y'all, we're already over 800 and I think 20 something for um, since January to now being August. So we're like over 800 and something. And I'm just gonna we're gonna try to show as many of them as we can, probably about 600 of them. Please share this video. It is imperative, y'all, that we make this an issue. I know we like to talk about police brutality and being mad at white people, but at the end of the day, we are really killing ourselves out here. So you can't really talk to me about Black liberation, Black love, none of that shit until we stop killing each other and killing the Black women. You can begin. So in January, these are the deaths. Samantha was 28 years old. This is Virginia. Next. Genesis, 22 years old. Maryland. Next. This look like Kavion and sis. You can go 1, 2, 3, and then go to the next one. This is a lot. Maryland, 24 years old. Desire, 33 years old. Arizona. This is just January, family. Next. Rakia from Michigan. This is really sad because this is just January. Israel, 20 years old, Maryland. Brittany, 22 years old, Wisconsin. This is Black femicide, family. This is the face of Black women being murdered by mainly Black men. Uh, Queen Mother Mackenzie, 62, January. From Louisiana, New Orleans. Sister, this like Ali, 40 years old. Tamika from Arkansas, 40 years old. This is Black femicide, family. Please share this. We should be so outraged by this. For real. Sharita. And this is St. Louis, Missouri. This is just January. Azure from Ohio. Next. Tierra, 18, Chicago. This don't make no sense. Venetia from Chicago. This is Black Death family. Francisca from Ohio. Dimitra from Chicago. These such beautiful sisters. These are women, these are women that are being killed here. There's another sister from Chicago, Illinois. There's over 800 and something women and girls have been murdered this year. Ashley, I have my nephew's wife name is Ashley. She's from Michigan, murdered, 29 years old. Look at the ages of these people. Next, this is a little girl, y'all, 6 years old, Miami, Florida. It's like Chastity Sanders. Next, Isis, if you can go 1, 2, 3, and the next picture, because we have like 600 pictures to get through. This is Faye, 24 years old, St. Louis, Illinois. This is sad. Ashley, 32 years old, Indianapolis, Indiana. 32 years old, gone. Tarita, she is from Memphis, Tennessee. Love her hair, look absolutely beautiful. She's gone. Rochelle, 41 years old, from Decatur, Georgia. This is just January, family. Just January. Katrina, 16 years old, from South Carolina, Cedar Branch. Frida, from New Haven, Connecticut, 50 years old. This is somebody's mother, somebody's sister, somebody's friend. This is a life force. When a sacred portal dies, we all die. This sister's from Ohio. This sister here is from North Carolina, 20 years old. to like Marshalla, 20 years old. Anita from Louisiana, gone. This don't make no sense, family. Andrea, I have a niece named Andrea, 32 years old from Cleveland, Ohio, gone. This is Black femicide, family. This is the face of this is what Black femicide look like when we kill Black women and girls. And most of these, more than 90% of them have been murdered at the hands of a Black man or boy. So this is bad. That means in our community, we are in crisis. But, we're very focused on police brutality, but I rarely hear any solutions about what we're going to do about the murdering of each other. Like, that's kind of like, all we could do is talk about police brutality. We got all kind of shit to say about that. Sis, I don't. But what I will do, Sister Crystal, is I'm gonna reach out to the dear sister who keeps all the records and ask her for Sacramento. And she could definitely tell me. She's really good at this. And y'all, we're gonna show today over 600 Black women and girls that have been murdered in 2021. We're up to 800 and something. We only could get to 600. So keep going, Isis. Don't wait for me today. Just keep going because we have 600 people to get through. Sister Barbara, 30 years old, from Illinois, and there's so many of them. This sister here is from Georgia. This sister here is from Texas. This sister here is from New Orleans, 30 years old. This sister here is 13, y'all, from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. This sister here is 21 years old from Columbus, Ohio. This is Black femicide, family. This is the murdering of Black girls and women in the United States this year alone. This sister here is 46 years old from Illinois. This sister right here is 21 years old from St. Louis, Missouri. And please don't wait for your loved one to be on here for you to all of a sudden become an activist and be upset about it. We should be upset about this right now. Look, I want you to look at the lives of these women that have been gone. And this is just in January, family. 32 years old from Detroit, from Louisiana. I don't know what we're waiting on. I don't know if we're waiting for white people to say something, then we gonna say something. But this is too much. This is too many. This is too many lives that have just been gone. 22 years old. To the ages of these sisters. Okay, this is pulling off. 27 years old, Diamond. Still make no sense at all. Tiffany, 33 years old, Baltimore, Maryland. And family, we shouldn't have an excuse though, because I think for me, what burns me up with us is we have all kind of excuses for why we're doing this shit to each other. But really what we don't have is any solutions that we could tangibly do. This is two sisters, 6 and 9, that was murdered. This sister right here was in the military. Thank you for your service, dear sister. But she's gone. She can't even hear me say thank you. This sister right here, 29 years old, 17 years old. This don't make no sense. 29 years old. They're gone, family. This is Black femicide. And this has nothing to do with white supremacy or police brutality. There is something going on with us. And I refuse to believe that we can't be responsible for each other, that we can stop our own murders. I refuse to believe that we cannot do it. I believe we can. Some of these murders were preventable. And this is just in January. We're going to show you all the way up through into July. But look at the faces of these people. Absolutely beautiful. I don't know about y'all, but it makes me feel extremely embarrassed. Because I'm concerned about, look, this is an elder, 58 years old. I'm concerned about what's happening with us. I am. If nobody else care, I care. These beautiful Black women, absolutely beautiful. We should really be caring, not wait for Karen to care, but we should care as a people. This don't make no sense at all. I don't know about y'all, but I'm shamed. I just feel like there's something wrong in my community where the death of me may be at the hands of someone who looks like us. We should feel some kind of way about that. This should not be happening, and we should not be so silent. We worried about what's happening all the way, at the Tokyo Olympics, but we really not, Something's wrong. Something's terribly wrong. Look at their faces. This is just January. Look at this. This is sad. This is like siblings. 30, 14. Look at this, 32 years old. This is Black Femicide family, and we as a people should have a response to this because something is terribly wrong. Something is wrong that we don't have um, a response to this because we always think it's about being on the defense with white people and police. But what about when we kill each other? These are all the deaths that happened in January. Altogether to date, there's been over 800 Black women and girls in the year of 2021 that have been murdered. The number last year was over 1,200. We're already at 800. And we still got like, what, 4 more months to go in the year? As we speak, somebody's being murdered that's a Black girl or woman by a Black man. Now we're to February. This breaks my heart because I look at the faces of these women and girls, and they look like people that I know. Their names are people that I know. And the murders are senseless. And it screams so loud to those of us who are living that we live in a community and amongst a group of people who don't really value the life givers, the sacred portal carriers. That makes me sad. That makes me extremely sad. Because that means that something is terribly wrong. And I know this is hard to face your own truth, that we got to get up and do something instead of debating about Africans and immigrants and ADOS this and we need reparations, but we killing each other up and we have no goddamn response. That's why I think sometimes when we be debating on Clubhouse, it's really just bullshit because you're not even gonna be alive to even be able to get a reparation because you're gonna be dead because we kill each other up on senseless shit. We're in February. February is the shortest month on record. Look at all these deaths in February. It's too much. Sister Tia, at the end, I'm gonna share some things that you can do. But I think more than anything else, we got to start saying something about this. We have to say something. When we see people doing stuff, we got to say something. When we see behaviors that are questionable, we have to say something. We got to stop standing by and not sharing stuff with people because you don't want to hurt people's feelings. So we famous for that. We like want to mind our business at the wrong goddamn time. When we should mind our business, we don't. And when we do, who cares? You know what I mean? So when I see children and stuff being hurt, I really do feel some kind of way. I think I done did it on this one. So it's working, whatever it is. So look at these faces. This is just February. This is just February alone. Now I don't know about y'all, but when I look at stuff like that, I feel just extremely sad. I feel overwhelmingly sad because when I look at this, all I see is Black life. I see the mothers of civilization, and it just makes my heart I just feel sad, extremely sad. You know, with the faces. This don't make no sense. This is just for February. And that's one of the reasons why I'm this morning taking the time to do this video. And I know no right now the police ain't shot and killed nobody, so most of us ain't in the street. But we should be in the street on this. We should totally be in the street on this. We should feel some way about this. This is bad. We should definitely feel some way. And we shouldn't wait for other groups to say something and all of a sudden we gonna say something. We gotta stop condoning people's bad behavior when they're abusing people. You gotta stop telling people who are victims to understand the victimizer, because that further victimizes the victim. Because these people are here, they're not here anymore. March. Here's the deaths in March that we were able to document, thanks to Femicide USA and Sister Rosa, who this is a fight, y'all. We should all be attention at it. We should not wait for our daughters, our mothers, our sisters, our friends, people we know to be on this list before we say something about it. We shouldn't wait for them to have a tagline, whether if they, if the black woman identify as a lesbian, we shouldn't wait for her to be in a special category before we see them. We should see them as the sacred portal. We should do something. And our children, look at this little girl, 8 years old. She ain't even lived her life yet. She 8. Beautiful sisters, beautiful, beautiful. Gone now and gone too soon. They're beautiful. That's a beautiful picture. All of them are absolutely beautiful. We're talking about the U.S. Census, and we want to talk about black women having abortions and all that kind of shit. You don't even fight for the women that are alive here now. Don't go so fast. I gotta make sure we see their face, ISIS. You see what I'm saying? So that's just, it don't make no sense. But this is Black Death, and this is in March. And to date, the number is 800 and something. I know last time we checked it was, and this was an interview I did like 2 weeks ago. It was like 806 then, and I know last year was over 1,040 black women and girls were murdered in 2020. Already in 2021, we are up over 800, and that's sad because that shouldn't be. We're way past that 800 mark now. What would the number be by the end of the year? This is an elder, 78 years old in Las Vegas, 20 years old. And see, it don't even matter, y'all. Like, what we think women should be. If we think they should have lashes and hair and a dress and fake booty and titties, and they should not be dead. That's what I know. They should not be dead. This is the deaths in March. And even though I'm working on my own personal journey and working on my health, I still feel very sad about this. Though I'm doing some things to work on my own health, I still want to find some time to tell the world about what's happening to black girls and women in my country of the United States of America. So while everybody else is waiting for the next hashtag so they can go so-called get involved in social justice, I'm gonna still be standing here fighting for black girls and women. The woman, the woman. I'm still gonna fight for them sacred portals. I'm always gonna fight for the sacred portals. Always. I'm at the point in my life, I don't want to hear nothing about white supremacy. When I know that my ancestors have lived through harsher conditions and still were accountable to each other, and we did not kill each other like this. And we were under way harsher conditions. I can never attempt to act like my life somehow mirrored my ancestors in terms of what they faced and what I'm facing. How beautiful this sister's absolutely beautiful. Gone now and gone too soon. This is an elder, 63 years old, Newark, New Jersey, gone. And every time an elder dies, we lose more of our history. We lose more. We should all feel some way about that. 37 years old, 8 years old, 4 years old. We should all be just on our knees, just praying, and then getting up and doing something about it. This is disturbing. And I'm going to say this, please, y'all, let's not wait till white people think this is an important issue. It should be important because this is the portal. All of us that are here have come through. If you're a black person, you have come through a black woman. You see what I'm saying? You've come through that sacred portal of the black woman. This should not be. This should not be. It should not be. Look at all these faces because we're just in March. We're just in March. You should feel some way about this. You should absolutely feel some way about this. 6 years old sister shot down. You can follow Black Femicide USA and it will have all the backdrops of all of these stories. But it's absolutely shameful. Shameful. Right on, sis. Right on, sis. I feel you. This is a real problem for real. And Sister Rosa with Black Femicide, she's been documenting these, talking to families. You know, she is not waiting for the government to respond or the NAACP make this one of the things they want to publicize to get money. No, we should be concerned. This is our sacred portal. This is how we get to the planet. If she don't exist, we don't exist. You know, if you kill all of this, black folks will be no more. Now we into April. Now, today, there's over 800 black women that's been murdered in the year 2021. And most of these, not over 90% of these, have been at the hands of black men. See, that's where it gets tricky and hard because we want to have an excuse for why, something came through a black woman that killed her. There should be no excuse. We should just be super upset about this. Look at their beautiful faces. It is. It is there. And black women are being torn down every step of the way, every step of the way. People are always judging us if we too light, if we too dark, if we too fat, if we too skinny, if we too white acting, we act too ghetto. I don't like her hair texture. I don't like the way her feet look. I don't like the way she thinks she better than somebody else. She thinks too much of herself. She aggressive. Like we're constantly under attack. And the crazy part, most of the attacks that hurt us the most are the ones that are immediately in our space, in our circles. And they come from people who look just like us. And then we are murdered. And then your community don't say shit about you because you weren't murdered by a white person. You weren't murdered by the police. So therefore, we don't see you. We don't talk about it. There's no outrage. So, I'm not exactly sure, but I know most of these, probably like a third of these are domestic violence cases. So this thing about ownership of black women, we talk about white women and feminism and shit like that, but shit, black women, men think they own us, that they could just do anything they want to us. See that 3-year-old just passed? I mean, they think that they own us and they can just kill you and do whatever, and we're supposed to be okay with that as a society. That's a problem. That's an absolute problem. And we should feel some way about that. I want you to see their faces. This should not be the first time we see these people's beautiful face because they've been murdered. We don't know what they would have contributed to our culture. We don't know. We don't know what was going to come through their sacred womb. We don't know. And we'll never know for some of them. 3-year-old, another 3-year-old. This is the second 3-year-old I just seen in this month of April. Beautiful as a brace. There's another 4-year-old. They're just taking us right on out of here, family. 51-year-old. And for us to think not something wrong because we don't want white people to think something wrong with us, there is something wrong with us because we're killing our own. We've never, no matter all the trials and tribulations we've been through as a people, we have never killed each other up the way we are right at this moment. And you don't get to lay it on white supremacy's doorstep and be like, oh, well, no, not the people that I'm from. We do something about it. We stand up, we check behaviors. We make people feel love. A lot of us be in these relationships because we don't feel the love. We see the double standards in our family. We know that sexism exists with black people. We know that black women be loving their sons harder than they ever love their daughters in most cases. We know we put up with a bunch of bullshit because we feel like, our religion make us feel like women are the floor and men are the damn ceiling. We know that that's the truth. That's why so many of us are dying at the hands of black men. Or we're afraid to tell people what's going on with us. I heard a story the other day about a person who's making their way back from drug use, and a lot of this stuff stemmed from the things that happened to her in her childhood that she never got over. And not until that sacred portal brought her life through her and she had a child that she began to get her life together. Because now there was another life dependent on her. But these deaths basically speak to us and about us in our communities. 7-year-old, look at her. This just look character, absolutely beautiful. This says something about us, family. And look at the different styles that these sisters have and their smiles and their expressions. And, come on. You know, we should be living in joy, not in death. You shouldn't be living in murdered. You shouldn't be murdered like this. We are being murdered out here. And we have a community. In our community, we act like it's cool. Like somehow, what does she do? No, nobody does anything for you to take their life. Nobody does that. This just don't make no damn sense, y'all. We should feel some kind of way because there's so many ways very sad. Because what are we really saying to our daughters? What are we saying to our mothers? What are we saying to women? What are we saying? How are we saying how we feel about you, sacred portal, sacred black woman, sacred life carrier? What are we saying about how we really value life? Oh my God, an 11-month-old child. Whew, that's too much. 73 years old. Y'all, this is not good. We should feel some kind of way about this, family. We should definitely be feeling some kind of way about this because this is bad. This is very, very bad. And we should feel some way about this. And I mean, really feel some way, not just wait for the next, we're going to go march in the street. That's not what I'm talking about. There has to be some house cleaning and some accountability that we got to do a better job of in our community. Because evidently we're not doing a good job of that. We just not. We're not doing a good job. And please go to Black Femicide USA and support Sister Rosa as she documents all these cases. See, she didn't wait to get a grant or something or to be friends with a particular political party. She out here like sounding the alarm that something is happening to us. She is sounding the alarm. And we all should be sounding the alarm because something is wrong, family, that we're killing each other like this. Something's terribly wrong. And we can't ask the world to give respect to us if we don't do that to each other and for each other. So that means something's wrong. And we can't ask people to give us something we're not willing to give ourselves. And if we kill the sacred mothers, then we're there's no more us. That's the best way I can put it. There's no more us. So we got to do something, family. These are all the deaths in April. We're in August now. This is April. And we're way up over 800. Way up over 800. Now she's heading to May. We're still dying out here. It's May. It's May. And we're still out here dying. And for the life of me, I just don't understand why in the so-called black community, since we're going to talk about what we think is good for black people, that this is not on the list of things that we could do in our own community. Why we don't have an opinion about how we're wiping each other out, you know, why we can't be responsible for how we are showing up and showing out, how we are killing each other, why we don't have a response for that, why are we so afraid to say something, why we don't have a response for that. We should. We have a response for every damn thing else. Just look at this stuff. This thing makes my heart hurt. Look at their faces. They're so young. All over this country, family. We just out here dying. Just dying. I don't know what it's gonna take. I really don't. I'm making some greens today. When I make greens, I feel real closer to my ancestors, you know? And I wonder what they would do if they were here in this time. Because they lived through some harsh times when black folks were being lynched from trees and set ablaze and all kind of awful things were happening to us. But we still did not kill each other like this. And we definitely didn't kill the sacred portal like this. The sacred portal loved on us and decided to bring us through to a reality that was harsh, but they still took a chance. They could have just ended it or walked away or did whatever, but they didn't. So we got to ask ourselves, what's going to be our response as a community, as a people? What we going to do? I don't know. I definitely don't have any answers. I mean, I have some answers, how I live my life, but I mean, there's no big ticket answer. This has something to do with how we see each other. And if your first response to seeing these pictures, somehow the women are responsible for their own death, then you really are a part of the problem. And I don't think and I'm not into reforming predators. I think when people tell you who they are, you act accordingly. I think that's a real problem that we have. This is Black Femicide, family. To date, in 2021, from January, you have over 800 Black women that have been murdered in the United States, women and girls, and babies and infants that have been murdered. The youngest we showed on here so far was 11 months. A lot of 3-year-olds, a lot of 4-year-olds, a lot of people that was 78, 80 years old. Like, this is a problem, family. And this should be on the Black agenda. This should almost be on the top of the Black agenda. Because if you kill the sacred portal, if you kill the sacred woman, then that means you are no more. That means that there are no more Black people. You can't exist anymore. No more of us is coming through. Look how beautiful these sisters are. They're but a memory now. And they shouldn't be a memory. You should feel some way about this. We should feel some way about this, family. This is Black Femicide. It started off in January. My heart just aches right now. We have over 800 Black women and girls. Their spirits are died violently in the year. Over 800. Since I interviewed the woman who documents all of these, and when I interviewed her 2 weeks ago, we were already at 802. It is. And the sad thing is the people who backs up the domestic behavior. And over 90%, and I think it's like 97, 90 whatever percent, these most of these killings have been at the hands of Black men and boys. And I even had to say and boys because I'm like, wow, they're just children. But when you kill somebody, that shit, that's ain't no excuse for death. Like it's not like, it's like a war going on, but the Black women and girls don't even know they're at war. That they're basically being hunted down right now. They're actually being hunted, honestly. And in our community, we are silent about this. But if you talk about police brutality, we are all up in arms about it. When we talk about the things we do to each other, then it gets silent. We want to blame other people. In slavery, we have went through some harsh shit. Do you hear me? It was brutal. Slavery was brutal. It was hard for Black people. If you've never been to the Lynching Memorial, it was brutal, 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 but we've never killed each other like this. We've never killed Black women and girls, even in slavery when it was extremely hard. We didn't do it. And today there's over 800 Black women and girls for in the year 2021 that's been murdered, and that was 2 weeks ago. So I know the number is higher. And for all of last year, it was like 1,140 or something like that, or maybe it was 1,400, something like that. Now we're at 800, and we're not even at the end of the year yet. We just over the half mark. 1,140 Black women and girls on record as being murdered in 2020, and here we are now in 2021, and we're already over 800. This is a problem, family. This is a problem. There's no excuse for it. I don't want to hear shit about white supremacy. I don't want to hear nothing about economics. I don't want to hear nothing about, the other groups that are here. I don't want to hear nothing about you being homeless. I don't want to hear nothing about you don't have no tissue. None of that has nothing to do with you killing a sacred portal. None of it. There is zero excuse for killing Black women and girls. Zero. Zero. We're so in love with imagery and wanting to show Black people being at the table. It don't mean shit if Black women are being killed out here and Black women and girls. They showed a baby that was 11 months old that was murdered this year. Come on now. I see some women in here who are lesbians in here and who are what they call them studs. They still murdered them. They still murdered women. They still have a womb. They're women. They were murdered. That did not save them at all because they still were Black women in the eyes of the person who killed them. We got it all twisted, family. The fact that we're not talking about this, we could be lit up talking about the latest Versa, and we lit up talking about rap battles. We lit up talking about the latest drama and all that. But no one is talking about the murder of Black girls and women in this country. Nobody is up, like in terms of like as a part of the buzzword of this out there. Nobody wants to look at that. So you have sisters like Sister Rosa, out there basically damn near by herself in most cases, sounding the alarm. And Black folks are ignoring her because we got the audacity to want to talk about feeling embarrassed or this making us look bad. No, this is bad. Don't make you look bad. This is bad. Fuck looking bad. This is bad. See what I'm talking about? Sis, what city was this sister in? That was 2019. See what I'm saying? And the numbers are getting bigger. Each year, the number grows. Because last year it was 1,140. We're already at 800. And that was in July. I'm glad you said her name. Say her name. Sacramento. Okay, I know that sounds familiar. Right on. Thank you, sis. And always say her name. We got to make sure we say their names. That's why I show their pictures. Because we act like these people never existed. And it's really sad. Every 6 minutes worldwide. Wow. This don't make no damn sense, though. In the world, don't make no sense. Definitely say her name. Yeah, that's crazy. You know, I'm familiar with my sister was telling me about it. That's why I knew the name looked familiar. That's why I said, what city was that? Because I'm in Sacramento myself. So it make no sense. Mm. This is crazy. The killing just has to stop. Like our life has to be worth more than just us being activists for other people. Our life has to be, Black women have to have some worth. Not their worth should not depend upon how well you're serving somebody else. That should not account for Black women's worth. You should be worthy because you're a human being. You're the life giver. We are the sacred womb man. The womb, when you kill us, you kill the whole nation because you can't get here without me. That don't make no damn sense at all. It just makes my damn stomach hurt. Please share this video. Please share, you tell your friends. Please talk to your daughters. Please talk to your sons. Please talk to your community at your churches. Please share this information. We are dying out here, family. We are dying, constantly being erased. It really is, sis. We definitely must focus on ourselves. Sis, I heard it was every 21 hours. I heard it was every 8 hours. I heard it was every 6.5 hours. My thing is, I'm not going to debate on. I just know that over 800 Black women have been murdered already in 2021, and this shit's got to stop. I don't want it to be no time. I want us to live. I don't want us to die. I don't want to see Black death coming. I really don't. Last year I heard it was every 8 hours, then I heard it was every 7. I don't give a damn. It's just too much. It's too much. It's just too much. We should not be dying out here like this. This is just hurting my heart. Every time I see the faces of these young women, these babies, these children, it just makes my heart just hurt. I just feel like, God, what's going on? This don't make no sense at all. I don't know how we can sit up here and debate about anything. I don't care how we talking about Corona and get your COVID shot, and you may get your ass whooped and be murdered. And Black folks ain't got shit to say about that. No PSAs, nobody, no celebrities out there talking about it. Shit. COVID may not get you, but somebody murdering your ass is more likely. That's sad because this is preventable. 8-year-old, 35-year-old, 4-year-old, 11-month-old. Like, well, can we live? Can we live, family? And every time I see these faces, I mean, this is such beautiful Black women. They have so much to give. Somebody labored for them to come into the world, family. Somebody labored for them to come into the world. And then they'd be gone just like that. In the blink of an eye, they become a stat that no one cares about. Thank you for trying to get us the correct information, though. This is that every 8 hours in the U.S. Thank you. I don't want it to be every no nothing. This killing's got to stop because we're killing off us. We're killing us off. We're being eliminated, y'all. and we're doing the elimination. This is bad. It should not be this way. Look at this. I just look at these pictures and my heart just sinks. This is the face of Black femicide. It don't matter. They're gone. And when they leave, a life force leaves with them. Somebody's mama or her daughter. We should feel some way about this family. And we should not be leaving like this. We really shouldn't. We should be really pissed off about this. We should be angry. We should be mad. We should be so fucking fed up that all eyes, like, that's why I give so much shout out to Sister Rosa. This should not be, family. This should not be. Over 800. I'll have the number, the exact number, or at least where Sister Rosa is. This morning, she was posting more people this morning. As I went to her page, she has more people on the page this morning. And this is not a place where you want to be posted at, because that means you're dead. And when you look at them, you look at all of our great potentials. When the great mother dies, that's it. We all die. Because there'll be no one to bring us forward. There's no one that will give birth to us. There's no one that will nurture us, to love us, to care for us, to be there for us, to inspire us, to help us be the best that we can be. If we kill the sacred portal, we die. We die as a society. We die as a country. We die as a species. We die. How beautiful these people are. Absolutely just beautiful. And they took some time with these pictures. This is not how we should be seeing them in this light. Yeah, this don't make no sense. This don't make no sense at all, sis. You're right. This don't make no sense. And when you think about that mother and father who decided to come together to create her, their only child, and to labor and to nurture her and to love her just in the womb alone, and then to bring her through to this side, and then for someone to take her life like that, we should feel some kind of way. This don't make no sense, family. This don't make no sense. Can we live? Can the Black woman live? Can Black girls live? Can our Black female elders live? Can our Black infant girls live? This don't make no sense at all. I know this is a hard topic. It's not as beautiful as sharing drama and people being disrespected and creating environments that make sure that we're going to be sick with diabetes and hypertension, and it's not as enjoyable as that. Damn it, this is death, and we should feel some way about it. Beautiful these women are. Absolutely beautiful. You're absolutely right. It is heartbreaking. Wow, how beautiful her smile is. Wow, it's hard enough to be in the world, but damn, you have to kill me in it? Black woman, Like, girl, we love you, but we gotta do something. We are all responsible for this. The fact that we stay silent, the fact that we don't say anything, we are responsible for this because we condone it. We don't say nothing. It's a lot all over the country. In the United States, you could be murdered. July. Wow. 5 year old. This don't make no sense, family. 5 years old. How beautiful. Look at the sister's braids in her hair. Just beautiful faces. Just smiles. Look at this. Philly, that's my hometown. I've been to Tupelo, Mississippi. How beautiful she is. This is the face of Black Femicide family. Their faces. Look at her hair. Ah, just beautiful. Just absolutely beautiful. And sometimes when you look at the faces of these women, it takes a lot to be in this world and to be a real authentic woman. It takes a lot. It's a lot of judging of who we think Black women are and how they should show up and what makes them a woman. And, you know, it's what somebody want to be with them. People don't like them. They disrespect them. There's all kind of shit when you're a Black woman that's get put upon you. So you have to fight to be in this life. You have to fight to be here. You have to show up like you have a right to be here. Yeah. And then in our community, we murder folks and then we act like we don't even give a damn that they even came to the planet. That's sad. Very sad. We got to do better, family. We just got to do better. This is shameful. Before we end, because we're in the month of July, I want to share with you a march that's going to be going on in one part of the state where they're trying to pull women together to talk about this. We're talking about the woman. That's what I'm concerned with. You should feel some way about this. And if you don't feel anything, that means you're probably a part of the problem. We have to create environments where people thrive and feel loved and feel confident, like this sister smile in this picture, where we celebrate her. Is that the last one, Aisha? Just give me a thumbs up. Is that the last one? No? Okay. That's real talk. But I also think there's a level of vulnerability that sometimes Black women want to have, that sometimes it's like we cannot have that because people think they have the right to do whatever they want to do to you and that a community will be okay with it because we believe in a bunch of religious dogma that says that men are close to God and so we are under men and women are the floor and men are the ceiling. And some of us believe that bullshit. So when we kill people, you don't even care that the Black woman, she's like the lowest thing on the totem pole. We act like we don't even see her. It's just very sad. Very sad. Don't make no sense. Look at their faces, family. This is the face of black femicide. This is the face of black femicide. This is the face of black femicide. And man, we should feel some kind of way. 82 years old, 23 years old. This is the face. Today, already this year, for 2021, over 800 black women have been murdered. And that was the number I had in July. Yes, could be me too, sis. When I just think about it. And the sad part is that in our community, the black community, that we don't even talk about this because none of them were murdered by a cop, or none of them were murdered by a white person, or it wasn't caught on camera, or I don't know. I just our sense of community in terms of what we're willing to fight for. It ain't the black woman. Like she has to have worth or something. Like she has to be doing something for other people for us to see her, and that's not cool. They're absolutely ours. Oh God, a 4-month old. I just can't take it. I can't take it. If you go to Black Femicide USA, this will have all the backdrops on all of these stories that we're sharing with you all. Black Femicide USA. If you go there, you will see USA. And his sister Rosa keeps this page up. She does an awesome job. We should be supporting her straight up. We shouldn't wait for white people to support her and then we jump in on it. No, she's doing the work that we should be doing. Like, somebody got to keep track of this. And then we have to have a plan of what we're going to do. Because a lot of these killings are they're avoidable. First of all, you don't own no goddamn body. We don't belong to you like that. We're human beings. You don't get to take my life. You don't get to do that. You get to go take a walk. You get to leave, but you don't get to murder me. 87 years old, y'all. 87 years old, 15-year-old. I mean, this don't make no sense. The youngest I guess we've seen in here so far this year is a 4-month old. A 4-month old, an 11-month old, a 3-year old, a 15-year old, a 30-year old, a 29-year old, an 87-year old. This is a problem, family. We should feel some kind of way. This don't make no goddamn sense. There's no way we can make sense of this. This is not about coming up with excuses. There should be no excuse for death. You killing up black women like this. There should be no excuse. I don't want to hear nothing about your traumas. I don't want to hear none of that shit. Nothing can excuse the killing of black girls and women. And your silence. Nothing. This shit's got to stop. Look at their faces, y'all. Look at them. These are people who we need all of us that we can get. But if we're killing off the people who bring us in here, if we kill off the sacred portal carriers, sacred portal, the womb, if we kill all of them, it's over for us. The, a child and her mom. This is ridiculous. This is Black Femicide, family. 10 years old, 22 years old. This just hurts my heart. 43-year-old gone. Gone. We're talking about the sacred portal carrier. 63 years old. Wow, Gail, Miss Gail. Still make no damn sense. Please share this, family. Please talk about this at your kitchen table, at the hair salon, like wherever we are. Talk about this. We gotta be so concerned. It's just sad. 87-year-old. Seriously? Senseless. So make no sense, y'all. Mm, mm, mm. Wow. Sad. Wow. It's really sad. And most of these people are killed by people that they know. That's the sad part. We out here worried about the KKK and the police, but that's not who's going to be the murderer of you if you're a black woman. I can tell you that. It's going to be somebody that you know. How beautiful they are. Wow. It's like a mother and daughter. Just don't make no sense. Is that the last one, Isis? Put your hand up. Yes? Okay. So, family, this is the face of Black femicide. And what I want to show you before we leave is that you should reach out to Black femicide, and you should also be in contact about this march here. And my thing is, this is not about fake politics. This is a march that is happening next Saturday, August the 14th. And I believe this march is March to Defend Black Women. This is Justice for Two Women, Fatima. And this March, let me try to make this a little bigger, y'all. I'm trying to read it, but I believe, let me see, hold on. I'm gonna try to make this a little bigger so we can get those numbers at the bottom. So the number is 213-608-6370. This is who you could call more information about this march. Isis, could you type that in the comments for me real quick before so I can show the thing again? 213-608-6370. 213-608-6370. There's a march that's happening, Sister Cecilia, and they're marching for the defense of Black women's lives. This person got abolished Black femicide. And so it to me is just straight out stop. Straight out stop. This should not be this way at all. Should not be this way at all. I'm gonna put this number in the comments for this march. Black femicide. Type this in here real quick. Black. You can also go to Black Femicide USA. Black Femicide Day of Visibility. And we do have to make this visible. And I know that the part of the conflict I feel and why Black people don't want to share this, because when we talk about things that's happening with Black men as it pertains to Black women, and some of us are mothers, we get stuck. Not all Black mothers, but you know who I'm talking about. Black mothers get really stuck on things that's going to maybe reflect on their son. But if you know you raise a good son, you shouldn't even be concerned about this hurting your son, because you know your son, you raise your son right, and he's not going to be out here murdering people. So you shouldn't feel that way. You really should feel like this is wrong, and we should stand up for the sacred portal and Black women and girls. And if we're not willing to do that, that means that there's something totally wrong with us, family. So please support this march. Here's a phone number, the flyer. Y'all, it's up to us to stop the murdering of Black girls and women, particularly most of them, over 90% of them, 95% of them at the hands of Black men. So this is a problem. And I know this isn't as exciting as blaming white people and white supremacy in the police, because this is something that's in our hands as a people. We got to stop this shit today. Thank you, family.